What if the world you see in sci-fi movies isn't just fantasy, but a sneak peek at your near future? Think about it. What if teleporting to work or downloading a new skill into your brain became as ordinary as scrolling through your phone? These aren't just wild ideas scribbled in a screenwriter's notebook anymore. They're real technologies being developed right now in labs and research centers around the globe. Today, we're stepping into the extraordinary world of sci-fi tech that's closer to reality than you might expect. From mind-controlled devices to energy sources that could power entire cities, we're on the brink of breakthroughs that could redefine how we live, work, and even think. So buckle up, because the future isn't just coming, it's already knocking at the door. Picture this: you step into a sleek, futuristic pod, press a button, and in an instant you're standing on the other side of the planet. No long flights, no jet lag, just pure, instantaneous travel. Sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, right? But what if I told you that teleportation isn't just a fantasy anymore? Thanks to some mind-bending advancements in quantum physics, the idea of teleporting objects or even people is no longer confined to the realm of fiction. At the heart of this groundbreaking technology is a phenomenon called quantum entanglement. Imagine two particles that are so deeply connected that changing the state of one instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are. It's like having two magic coins. If you flip one and it lands on heads, the other one flips to tails at the exact same moment, even if it's on the other side of the universe. This bizarre connection, first theorized by Albert Einstein as spooky action at a distance, is the key to teleportation. Scientists have already used this principle to teleport particles over short distances in labs. For example, in 2017, researchers in China successfully teleported a photon from Earth to a satellite orbiting 310 miles above the planet. That's no small feat, but before you start packing your bags for a teleportation vacation, there's a catch. While we've mastered teleporting tiny particles, scaling this up to something as complex as a human body is a whole different ballgame. The human body is made up of trillions of atoms, each with its own unique state. Entangling and teleporting all of them would require an unimaginable amount of precision and energy. Plus, there's the question of what happens to the original version of you. Would teleportation essentially create a copy, leaving the original behind? These are the kinds of ethical and technical puzzles scientists are still trying to solve. But here's the exciting part. Every breakthrough in quantum teleportation brings us one step closer to making the impossible possible. Whether it's sending data instantaneously across the globe or eventually teleporting physical objects, the potential is staggering. Who knows, maybe one day, stepping into a teleportation pod and zipping across the world in seconds will be as normal as hopping on a plane. The future of travel might just be closer than we think. What if you could wake up one morning and instantly play the guitar like a virtuoso or speak fluent Mandarin without spending years practicing? Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, neural interfaces are bringing us closer to that reality than ever before. Imagine a world where learning isn't just about memorizing facts or practicing skills, it's about downloading them directly into your brain. Companies like Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, are pioneering this groundbreaking technology, aiming to create a seamless connection between the human brain and computers. But how does it work, and what does it mean for the future of education and human potential? At its core, a neural interface is a device that bridges the gap between our biological brains and digital systems. Think of it as a translator that converts the language of neurons into something computers can understand, and vice versa. These interfaces could allow us to upload knowledge, skills, or even memories directly into our brain. Imagine studying for an exam by downloading the material straight into your mind, or learning to paint by absorbing the techniques of a master artist. The possibilities are staggering, but so are the questions. Of course, with such a transformative technology comes a host of ethical dilemmas. Who gets access to this kind of power? Will it create a new divide between those who can afford neural upgrades and those who can't? And what happens to the value of hard work and dedication if skills can be acquired in an instant? These are just some of the challenges we'll need to address as neural interfaces move from the lab to everyday life. There are also potential risks to consider. What if the technology malfunctions or gets hacked? Could someone manipulate your thoughts or memories without your consent? These aren't just hypothetical concerns, they're real issues that scientists, ethicists, and policymakers are already grappling with. The idea of merging our minds with machines is thrilling, but it also raises profound questions about privacy, autonomy, and what it means to be human. Despite these challenges, the potential benefits are hard to ignore. Neural interfaces could revolutionize education, making learning faster, more efficient, and more personalized. They could help people with disabilities regain lost functions or even enhance human capabilities beyond our current limits. The way we think about knowledge, creativity, and problem-solving could change forever. But as we stand on the brink of this new frontier, one thing is clear: the future of neural interfaces isn't just about technology, it's about how we choose to use it. Picture this: you're sitting in your living room, and instead of staring at a flat screen, you're surrounded by a fully immersive 3D display. Your favorite movie characters are walking around you, your virtual meeting participants are standing right in front of you, and even your fitness coach is guiding you through a workout as if they're in the room. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's the future of holographic displays, and it's closer than you might think. Holographic technology is stepping out of the realm of Star Wars and into our reality, thanks to advancements in light field displays, spatial computing, and augmented reality. Unlike traditional screens, which project images onto a flat surface, holographic displays create three-dimensional visuals that appear to float in mid-air. These displays use lasers or other light sources to manipulate photons, constructing images that can be viewed from multiple angles without the need for special glasses. One of the most exciting applications is in communication. Imagine video calls where your friends, family, or co-workers appear as life-sized holograms in your space, making conversations feel more personal and engaging. Companies like Microsoft and Light Field Lab are already pioneering this tech, with prototypes that could redefine how we connect with each other. But it doesn't stop there. Holographic displays could revolutionize industries like healthcare, allowing doctors to visualize 3D scans of organs or tumors in real time, enhancing precision during surgeries or diagnoses. Entertainment is another area where this technology could shine. Imagine watching a sports game where the players are projected as holograms in your living room, or playing a video game where the action unfolds all around you. The level of immersion would be unlike anything we've experienced before. So, when can we expect this futuristic tech to hit the mainstream? While some early versions are already in development, widespread adoption is still a few years away. Cost, energy consumption, and the need for more compact hardware are challenges that need to be addressed. But as these barriers are overcome, holographic displays could become as common as smartphones, transforming the way we interact with the digital world. The possibilities are endless, and the implications are profound. From revolutionizing how we work and play to creating entirely new forms of art and storytelling, holographic displays are poised to change the way we see and experience reality. And when that day comes, the concept of a screen might just become a relic of the past. Picture this: a bridge that can fix its own cracks after an earthquake, or a spacecraft that repairs tiny fractures caused by cosmic debris, all without human intervention. This isn't science fiction, it's the promise of self-healing materials, a groundbreaking innovation inspired by the resilience of biological systems. Think of how your skin heals after a cut or how bones mend after a fracture. Now, imagine that same principle applied to the structures we rely on every day. At the heart of this technology are materials embedded with microscopic capsules or vascular networks filled with healing agents. When damage occurs, these capsules rupture, releasing compounds that react with the surrounding material to fill in cracks and restore strength. It's like giving buildings and machines their own immune system. But the real magic lies in the advancements of nanotechnology and smart polymers, which are pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Nanotechnology allows us to engineer materials at an atomic level, creating structures that are not only stronger but also capable of detecting and responding to damage. Smart polymers, on the other hand, can change their properties in response to environmental triggers like temperature or pressure. Together, these technologies are paving the way for materials that don't just withstand wear and tear, they actively combat it. The implications are enormous. For construction, self-healing concrete could reduce the need for costly repairs and extend the lifespan of infrastructure, making cities safer and more sustainable. In aerospace, materials that repair themselves could mean spacecraft enduring longer missions without the risk of catastrophic failure. Even everyday items, from car parts to phone screens, could benefit, becoming more durable and eco-friendly. But here's the question: what does this mean for the future of engineering? If structures can heal themselves, will we see a shift in how we design and maintain them? Could this lead to a world where maintenance crews are replaced by smart materials that handle the job themselves? As we explore these possibilities, one thing is clear: self-healing materials aren't just a technological leap, they're a glimpse into a future where resilience is built into the very fabric of our world. Now, let's take a closer look at artificial intelligence, not just the AI we know today, but the kind that could one day surpass human intelligence entirely. This isn't about chatbots or image generators, we're talking about artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Unlike narrow AI, which excels at specific tasks, AGI would possess the ability to learn, reason, and apply knowledge across a wide range of disciplines, much like a human. Picture a system that can not only diagnose diseases but also design entirely new medical treatments, or one that can analyze climate data and propose innovative solutions to reverse environmental damage. The possibilities are staggering, but with such immense potential comes equally significant challenges. Imagine a world where AGI could outthink us in every way. How do we ensure it aligns with human values and priorities? This isn't just a sci-fi scenario, it's a question researchers and ethicists are grappling with right now. For instance, if AGI were tasked with solving climate change, would it prioritize short-term fixes or long-term sustainability? And how do we prevent unintended consequences if its decisions conflict with human interests? These aren't easy questions, but they're critical to address as we move closer to this reality. One of the most exciting aspects of AGI is its potential to tackle problems that have eluded us for centuries. Think about diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's. What if AGI could analyze genetic data on a scale we can't even comprehend and develop cures in a fraction of the time? Or consider global hunger. AGI could optimize food production and distribution in ways that minimize waste and maximize efficiency. The ripple effects of such breakthroughs could reshape society as we know it. Yet the stakes are high. Ensuring AGI remains safe and beneficial requires more than just advanced programming. It demands a global effort to establish ethical guidelines and oversight mechanisms. How do we build systems that prioritize human well-being without stifling innovation? And how do we prevent misuse by those who might exploit AGI for harmful purposes? These are the questions that keep experts awake at night, and they're the ones we'll need to answer as this technology evolves. The journey toward AGI is both thrilling and daunting. It's a reminder that the tools we create have the power to transform the world for better or worse. As we stand on the brink of this new frontier, one thing is clear. The future of artificial intelligence isn't just about what it can do, but how we choose to guide it. What if we could replace rocket launches with something as simple as riding an elevator into space? That's the promise of space elevators, a concept that sounds like pure science fiction but is inching closer to reality. For decades, rockets have been the only way to reach orbit, but they come with huge costs, environmental concerns, and technical limitations. Space elevators, on the other hand, could change the game entirely. Imagine a colossal structure stretching from Earth's surface all the way into space, tethered by a cable made of ultra-strong materials like carbon nanotubes. These nanotubes are incredibly lightweight yet stronger than steel, making them the perfect candidate for building a structure that can withstand the immense forces involved. The idea is simple. A climber or elevator car would travel up this cable, carrying people and cargo into orbit without the need for massive amounts of fuel. But building a space elevator is no small feat. One of the biggest challenges is creating a cable that's both strong enough and long enough to reach into space. Carbon nanotubes are a promising solution, but producing them at the scale needed is still a hurdle. Another issue is anchoring the elevator to Earth's surface while keeping it stable against forces like wind, gravity, and even space debris. And let's not forget the economic and political coordination required to make such a massive project a reality. If these challenges can be overcome, the impact would be enormous. Space elevators could drastically reduce the cost of sending materials and people into orbit, opening the door for more ambitious projects like space tourism, lunar bases, or even Mars colonization. Imagine a future where traveling to space is as routine as boarding a plane, a future where the stars are no longer out of reach. This isn't just about convenience, it's about democratizing space. With lower costs and easier access, more countries, companies, and even individuals could participate in space exploration. The ripple effects could lead to breakthroughs in science, technology, and our understanding of the universe. Space elevators might just be the key to unlocking humanity's next great adventure. Cloning and genetic engineering, once the stuff of science fiction, are now very much a part of our reality. Scientists are already creating genetically modified organisms, tweaking the very building blocks of life to solve problems like disease, hunger, and environmental degradation. But what happens when we take this technology even further? Imagine bringing back extinct species like the woolly mammoth or the dodo bird. It sounds like something out of a movie, but it's a real possibility being explored in labs around the world. The question is, should we do it? And if we do, what does that mean for the natural order of things? At the heart of cloning and genetic engineering is the power to rewrite life itself. We can already clone animals, as seen with Dolly the sheep back in 1996. Today, the technology has advanced to the point where scientists are experimenting with cloning endangered species to bolster their populations. But the ethics of this are far from simple. If we bring back extinct animals, where do they fit in ecosystems that have evolved without them? Could we accidentally disrupt the delicate balance of nature? These are questions that don't have easy answers, but they're crucial to consider as we push the boundaries of what's possible. And then there's the human element. While cloning humans remains a controversial and largely taboo topic, genetic engineering is already being used to edit human embryos to prevent hereditary diseases. This raises profound ethical questions about identity and the essence of what it means to be human. Are we playing God by altering the genetic code? And if we start designing babies with specific traits, where do we draw the line? These are not just hypothetical debates, they're conversations happening right now among scientists, ethicists, and policymakers. The potential benefits of cloning and genetic engineering are enormous. We could eradicate genetic diseases, revive lost species, and even engineer crops to withstand climate change. But with great power comes great responsibility. As we unlock these capabilities, we must also grapple with the moral implications. Are we prepared to handle the consequences of our actions, both intended and unintended? The future of life on Earth and our role in shaping it depends on how we answer these questions, and that's a conversation we all need to be part of. For centuries, humanity has looked to the stars, marveling at the sun's immense power. What if we could harness that same energy here on Earth? Fusion energy, the process that fuels the sun, offers a tantalizing vision. A nearly limitless clean energy source with the potential to transform how we power our world. Unlike traditional nuclear fission, which splits atoms and produces radioactive waste, fusion combines lightweight atoms like hydrogen to release energy, creating virtually no long-term pollution. Sounds like science fiction, right? But thanks to groundbreaking advancements in magnetic confinement and laser technology, this dream is inching closer to reality. So how does fusion work? At its core, it's about recreating the conditions found in the sun's core, where extreme heat and pressure force hydrogen atoms to collide and fuse into helium. This process releases an enormous amount of energy, far more than any other energy source we currently use. The challenge, creating those conditions here on Earth. Scientists have developed two main approaches: magnetic confinement, which uses powerful magnetic fields to contain superheated plasma, and inertial confinement, where lasers compress and heat tiny fuel pellets to trigger fusion. Both methods have seen significant progress in recent years, with experiments achieving longer plasma confinement times and higher energy outputs. But let's be honest, fusion isn't without its hurdles. One of the biggest challenges is achieving a net energy gain, where the energy produced exceeds the energy required to sustain the reaction. While recent experiments have reached this milestone, scaling it up to a practical, continuous energy source is still a work in progress. Then there's the issue of cost. Fusion reactors are incredibly complex and expensive to build, requiring advanced materials and precision engineering. And while fusion is inherently safer than fission, managing the intense heat and pressure involved isn't exactly a walk in the park. Despite these challenges, the potential rewards are staggering. Imagine a world where energy is abundant, affordable, and environmentally friendly. No more reliance on fossil fuels, no more greenhouse gas emissions, and no more energy scarcity. Fusion could revolutionize industries, power cities, and even support long-term space exploration by providing a compact, efficient energy source. It's not just about solving today's energy crisis, it's about creating a sustainable future for generations to come. The road to fusion energy is undeniably long, but the progress we've made is nothing short of remarkable. From experimental reactors like ITER, a massive international collaboration, to private companies pushing the boundaries of laser-driven fusion, the pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. While we may not have fusion-powered cities tomorrow, the momentum is building, and the dream of harnessing the power of the stars is closer than ever. So, what does this mean for you? Well, as fusion technology continues to evolve, it's worth keeping an eye on. This isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a potential game changer for the entire planet. The question isn't if fusion will become a reality, but when. And when it does, it could redefine what's possible for humanity. Picture this, a swarm of microscopic robots, each smaller than a grain of sand, navigating the intricate highways of your bloodstream. These aren't science fiction, they're nanobots, and they could soon become the ultimate medical tool, working tirelessly inside your body to heal, repair, and protect. Unlike traditional medicine, which often treats symptoms or affects the whole body, nanobots promise precision. They could deliver drugs directly to diseased cells, repair damaged tissue, or even seek out and destroy cancer cells without harming healthy ones. This is the future of healthcare, and it's closer than you might think. The science behind nanobots is rooted in nanotechnology, a field that manipulates matter at the atomic and molecular scale. Think of it as building machines so small that they can interact with individual cells. These tiny devices could be programmed with specific instructions, like a GPS guiding them to the exact location in your body where they're needed. For example, in cancer treatment, nanobots could be designed to recognize and attach to tumor cells, delivering chemotherapy drugs directly to the cancer while sparing the surrounding healthy tissue. This targeted approach could drastically reduce side effects and improve outcomes, but the potential doesn't stop there. Nanobots could also play a role in anti-aging therapies, repairing cellular damage caused by aging and even reversing some of its effects. Imagine a future where these microscopic doctors could extend human lifespans by keeping our cells in peak condition. Beyond that, they could monitor your health in real time, detecting issues like infections or inflammation before they become serious problems. It's like having a tiny medical team inside you, working around the clock to keep you healthy. Of course, there are challenges to overcome. Scientists are still figuring out how to power these devices, ensure they can communicate effectively, and prevent the immune system from attacking them. But the progress so far is promising, with researchers already testing nanobots in lab settings and even in some clinical trials. While we're not quite at the point of injecting nanobots into patients just yet, the groundwork is being laid for a future where these tiny machines could become a routine part of medical care. The implications are staggering. Nanobots could transform how we treat diseases, manage chronic conditions, and even approach aging itself. They represent a shift from reactive medicine treating problems after they arise to proactive, personalized care that addresses issues at their source. It's a vision of healthcare that's not only more effective but also more humane, minimizing suffering and maximizing quality of life. And as the technology advances, the line between science fiction and reality continues to blur, bringing us closer to a world where the impossible becomes possible. Imagine walking down the street and seeing directions floating in front of you, or sitting in a classroom where historical figures come to life right beside your desk. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's the promise of augmented reality, or AR, a technology that's already weaving the digital and physical worlds together in ways we couldn't have dreamed of just a decade ago. While we've seen AR in apps and games, the next wave of innovation is poised to transform how we live, learn, and play on a much deeper level. At its core, AR enhances our real-world environment by overlaying digital information onto it. Think of it as adding a layer of magic to your everyday life. For instance, AR glasses could soon replace your smartphone, projecting notifications, maps, or even live translations directly into your field of vision. But the real game changer lies in how seamlessly these devices integrate with our surroundings. Picture walking into a museum and watching a dinosaur skeleton suddenly animate, its history narrated by a virtual guide. Or imagine a surgeon using AR to see a patient's anatomy in real time during a procedure, with vital stats and guidance displayed right in front of their eyes. The possibilities are as practical as they are awe-inspiring. Entertainment is another arena where AR is set to revolutionize the experience. Imagine concerts where holographic performers interact with the audience, or video games that spill out of your screen and into your living room. Instead of passively watching a movie, you could step into the story, exploring the world alongside the characters. But it's not just about fun, and games. AR has the potential to make education more engaging than ever. Students could dissect virtual frogs, explore the solar system, or walk through ancient civilizations, all from their classrooms. This hands-on, immersive approach could make learning not just more effective, but truly unforgettable. Of course, the impact of AR extends beyond entertainment and education. In the workplace, it could streamline complex tasks, offering real-time guidance and reducing errors. Architects and designers could visualize their creations in real-world settings before breaking ground, while shoppers could try on clothes or furniture virtually before making a purchase. Even social interactions could evolve, with AR enabling people to share experiences and environments in ways that feel more tangible than ever before. The line between the real and virtual worlds is blurring, and with it, the way we connect with each other and our surroundings is set to change forever. But as exciting as these advancements are, they also raise important questions. How do we balance the benefits of AR with concerns about privacy and over-reliance on technology? Will constant digital overlays enhance our lives, or could they distance us from the physical world? These are challenges we'll need to address as AR becomes more integrated into our daily routines. One thing's for sure, the future of augmented reality isn't just about what we see, it's about how we experience the world around us in entirely new ways. What if I told you that time travel might not be as far-fetched as it seems? For centuries, the idea of moving through time has captured our imaginations, from H.G. Wells' classic novel, The Time Machine, to blockbuster films like Back to the Future. But beyond the realm of fiction, some of the brightest minds in science have been exploring whether time travel could ever be more than just a dream. At the heart of this exploration lies Einstein's theory of relativity, which fundamentally changed how we understand time. According to relativity, time isn't a fixed, universal constant. It's flexible, bending and stretching based on speed and gravity. For instance, astronauts on the International Space Station experience time slightly slower than those on Earth due to their high speed and lower gravitational pull. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, is a real-world example of how time can behave in unexpected ways. But what about jumping forward or backward in time? Enter wormholes, theoretical tunnels in space-time that could connect two distant points or even two different moments in time. While wormholes are mathematically possible according to Einstein's equations, they're incredibly unstable and would require exotic matter with negative energy to keep them open. Scientists haven't found a way to create or sustain one yet, but the idea remains a tantalizing possibility. Then there's quantum mechanics, the bizarre world of subatomic particles, where particles can exist in multiple states at once and even teleport information instantaneously. Some physicists speculate that these quantum phenomena could hold the key to manipulating time itself. For example, the concept of closed time-like curves suggests that under certain conditions, time could loop back on itself, allowing for travel to the past. Of course, we're still light years away from building a functioning time machine, and the challenges are immense. Paradoxes like the infamous grandfather paradox, where going back in time and changing the past could erase your own existence, raise serious questions about the feasibility of time travel. But the science behind it is undeniably thrilling, pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe. So, while we might not be hopping into a DeLorean anytime soon, the very fact that time travel is even a topic of serious scientific discussion is a testament to how far we've come in understanding the cosmos. It's a reminder that sometimes the wildest ideas aren't just science fiction, they're the seeds of tomorrow's breakthroughs. What if you could lift a car or walk again after years of being confined to a wheelchair? Sounds like something out of a superhero movie, right? Well, thanks to exoskeletons, this kind of superhuman ability is becoming a reality. These wearable robotic suits are no longer just the stuff of science fiction. They're here, and they're transforming the way we think about human strength and mobility. Imagine a construction worker effortlessly hoisting heavy beams, or a nurse lifting patients without straining their back. Exoskeletons are making these scenarios possible in industries where physical demands can take a toll on the body. These suits amplify human strength, reducing fatigue and the risk of injury while boosting productivity. But it doesn't stop there. In healthcare, exoskeletons are giving people with spinal cord injuries or paralysis the gift of movement. For the first time in decades, some individuals are standing, walking, and even climbing stairs, experiences they thought they'd never have again. The technology behind these suits is as fascinating as their applications. Powered by advanced sensors, motors, and artificial intelligence, exoskeletons respond to the wearer's movements in real time, providing support exactly where and when it's needed. Some models are even designed to assist with rehabilitation, helping patients retrain their muscles and regain mobility through guided exercises. Looking ahead, the potential for exoskeletons is staggering. Researchers are working on lighter, more affordable models that could one day be as common as a pair of shoes. Imagine a future where anyone, whether an athlete, a factory worker, or someone recovering from an injury, can strap on an exoskeleton and unlock new levels of physical capability. It's not just about strength, it's about redefining what it means to be human in a world where technology and biology merge seamlessly. So, the next time you see someone walking with the help of a robotic suit or lifting something that seems impossibly heavy, remember, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's the beginning of a new era where human potential is being expanded in ways we once only dreamed of, and this is just the start. Imagine a world where death isn't the end, but a doorway to a new kind of existence. What if your thoughts, memories, and personality could be transferred into a digital realm, allowing you to live on indefinitely? This is the bold promise of mind uploading, a concept that blurs the line between science fiction and reality. At its core, mind uploading involves creating a detailed map of the human brain, capturing every neuron, synapse, and connection that makes you you. It's a staggering idea, but one that's gaining traction as advancements in neuroscience and computing bring us closer to turning this dream into a possibility. The process begins with brain mapping, a technology that's already in its infancy today. Scientists are working on ways to scan and replicate the intricate networks of the human brain, using tools like high-resolution imaging and artificial intelligence. The goal, to create a digital replica so precise that it could think, feel, and remember just like the original. But here's where things get tricky. Even if we could map every detail of the brain, would that digital version truly be you? Or would it simply be a copy, a shadow of your consciousness? This question lies at the heart of the ethical and philosophical debates surrounding mind uploading. Beyond the technical challenges, there are profound implications for what it means to be human. If your consciousness could exist in a computer, would you still have the same sense of self? Could you experience emotions, make decisions, or even grow and change over time? And what about the legal and moral questions? Who would own your digital self? Could it be hacked, manipulated, or even deleted? These are the kinds of questions that keep philosophers, scientists, and ethicists up at night. Yet, for all its complexities, mind uploading offers tantalizing possibilities. Imagine being able to explore virtual worlds, learn new skills instantly, or reconnect with loved ones long after your physical body is gone. It's a vision of immortality that challenges our understanding of life, death, and everything in between. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, one thing is clear: The conversation about mind uploading is just beginning, and it's a conversation that could redefine what it means to be alive. Picture a city where traffic jams are a relic of the past, where streetlights adjust their brightness based on the time of day, and where waste collection happens only when bins are full. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie, it's the reality of smart cities, a vision of urban living that's already taking shape in pockets around the globe. At the heart of this transformation lies a powerful trio: the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and big data. Together, they're weaving a digital nervous system into the fabric of our cities, making them more efficient, sustainable, and responsive than ever before. Take self-driving cars, for example. In a smart city, these vehicles aren't just about convenience, they're part of a larger ecosystem. Connected to sensors embedded in roads and traffic lights, they communicate with each other to optimize traffic flow, reducing congestion and cutting down on emissions. Meanwhile, energy-efficient buildings equipped with EOT sensors monitor everything from temperature to air quality, adjusting in real time to save energy and create healthier spaces for residents. It's a level of coordination that feels almost futuristic, yet it's already happening today. But the impact of smart cities goes beyond just convenience or efficiency. Think about the potential for reducing waste. Sensors in trash bins can alert collection services when they're full, eliminating unnecessary pickups and saving resources. Water systems can detect leaks before they become major issues, conserving one of our most precious resources. And with AI analyzing data from countless sources, city planners can make smarter decisions about everything from public transportation routes to disaster response. What does this mean for the future of urban living? For starters, it promises a higher quality of life. Less time spent in traffic, cleaner air, and more efficient public services are just the beginning. But it also raises important questions about privacy, security, and equity. How do we ensure that the benefits of these technologies are accessible to everyone, not just those who can afford them? As we move toward a more connected world, these are challenges we'll need to address thoughtfully. The vision of smart cities is about more than just technology. It's about reimagining how we live together. It's about creating spaces that are not only smarter but also more human-centered, where innovation serves the needs of the people who call these cities home. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, one thing is clear: the cities of tomorrow will be unlike anything we've ever seen before. What if we could defy one of the most fundamental forces in the universe, gravity? For centuries, the idea of anti-gravity has fascinated scientists, dreamers, and science fiction writers alike. From floating cities to cars that glide effortlessly above the ground, the concept of overcoming gravity has always seemed like pure fantasy. But what if it's not as far-fetched as it sounds? Let's dive into the science behind anti-gravity technology and explore whether we might one day see it in the real world. At its core, gravity is the force that keeps us grounded, literally. It's what keeps planets in orbit, holds galaxies together, and makes sure we don't float off into space. But what if we could manipulate or even neutralize this force? One theoretical approach involves creating devices that can generate artificial gravitational fields. Think of it like a magnetic field, but instead of attracting metal, it repels gravity itself. Scientists have speculated about the possibility of using exotic materials or advanced electromagnetic systems to achieve this effect. While we're not there yet, experiments in quantum physics and materials science are starting to hint at ways we might one day bend the rules of gravity. Another intriguing idea is the concept of gravitational shielding. Imagine a material or device that could block or redirect gravitational waves, effectively creating a gravity-free zone. This could revolutionize transportation, allowing vehicles to hover without the need for wheels or wings. Picture a future where trains zip through tunnels without touching the tracks, or where personal flying pods glide silently above city streets. The challenges here are enormous. Current physics suggests that gravitational shielding might require forms of energy or matter we haven't even discovered yet. But the potential applications are so game-changing that researchers are willing to tackle the problem head-on. Of course, the road to anti-gravity technology is paved with obstacles. For one, gravity is incredibly weak compared to other fundamental forces like electromagnetism. This makes it extremely difficult to manipulate in a meaningful way. Then there's the issue of energy. Creating a device that can counteract gravity would likely require enormous amounts of power, far beyond what we're capable of generating today. And let's not forget the ethical and safety concerns. What happens if a gravity-defying device malfunctions during flight? These are just a few of the hurdles scientists will need to overcome. But here's the exciting part. We're already seeing glimpses of progress. Experiments with superconductors, for instance, have demonstrated the ability to levitate objects using magnetic fields. While this isn't true anti-gravity, it's a step in the right direction, showing that we can create systems that defy conventional physics. Similarly, breakthroughs in quantum mechanics and dark energy research are opening up new possibilities for understanding and potentially controlling gravity itself. So, could anti-gravity technology ever become a reality? The answer is still uncertain, but the fact that we're even asking the question shows how far we've come. What was once the stuff of science fiction is now a serious area of scientific inquiry. And who knows, with enough innovation and determination, we might one day look back and laugh at the idea that gravity ever held us down. For now, the dream of floating cities and levitating vehicles remains just that, a dream. But as history has shown, today's dreams often become tomorrow's breakthroughs. Imagine a world where waiting lists for organ transplants no longer exist, where a damaged liver or failing kidney could simply be replaced with a newly printed one, tailored perfectly to the patient's body. This isn't science fiction, it's the promise of bioprinting, a groundbreaking fusion of 3D printing and biomedical science that's already reshaping the future of medicine. At its core, bioprinting works much like traditional 3D printing, but instead of plastic or metal, it uses bioink, a special material made from living cells. Layer by layer, printers construct tissues and even entire organs, creating structures that mimic the complexity of the human body. The process begins with a digital blueprint, often generated from scans of the patient's own tissues. This ensures the printed organ is a perfect match, reducing the risk of rejection. From there, the bioprinter deposits bioink in precise patterns, building up the organ structure while embedding it with the necessary blood vessels and other systems to keep it alive. Scientists have already successfully printed functional tissues like skin, cartilage, and even small sections of heart muscle, with more complex organs like kidneys and livers now in development. But the implications go far beyond solving organ shortages. Bioprinting could revolutionize personalized medicine, allowing doctors to test treatments on lab-grown tissues before administering them to patients. It could also pave the way for entirely new therapies, like printing patches of cells to repair damaged hearts or creating custom-made grafts for burn victims. Of course, with such transformative power comes a host of ethical questions. How do we regulate the creation of life in a lab? Who controls access to this technology? And how do we ensure it's used equitably? These are challenges that will need to be addressed as bioprinting moves from the lab to the clinic. Still, the potential to save lives and eliminate the agonizing wait for transplants makes this one of the most exciting frontiers in modern science. What would it mean for humanity if we could one day print organs on demand? The answer could redefine what it means to be healthy and even what it means to be human. Imagine a computer so powerful that it could crack the most secure encryption in seconds or simulate the behavior of an entire molecule down to the atomic level. This isn't science fiction, it's the promise of quantum computing, a revolutionary technology that could redefine what's possible in fields ranging from cybersecurity to drug discovery. Unlike traditional computers, which rely on bits that are either 0 or 1, quantum computers use qubits. These qubits can exist in multiple states simultaneously, thanks to a phenomenon called superposition. This allows quantum computers to process vast amounts of information at once, solving problems that would take classical computers millions of years in mere moments. One of the most exciting applications of quantum computing lies in cryptography. Today, much of our digital security relies on encryption methods that are virtually unbreakable by classical computers. However, a sufficiently advanced quantum machine could theoretically crack these codes in a fraction of the time, forcing us to rethink how we protect sensitive information. But it's not all about breaking things. Quantum computing could also help us build better systems. For example, it could enable the creation of ultra-secure communication networks that are immune to hacking, thanks to the principles of quantum entanglement. Another groundbreaking application is in the field of chemistry and materials science. Simulating complex molecules, like those involved in drug development or renewable energy technologies, is incredibly challenging for classical computers due to the sheer number of variables involved. Quantum computers, on the other hand, could model these systems with unparalleled precision, accelerating the discovery of new medicines, more efficient batteries, or even novel materials with extraordinary properties. Imagine a future where diseases are cured faster and clean energy solutions are developed at record speed, all thanks to quantum computing. Of course, building a practical quantum computer is no small feat. Engineers and scientists around the world are racing to overcome significant challenges, such as maintaining the stability of qubits, which are notoriously fragile, and scaling up systems to handle real-world problems. Companies like IBM, Google, and startups like RIGET are at the forefront of this race, each vying to achieve what's known as quantum supremacy, the point at which a quantum computer outperforms the best classical supercomputers. The implications of this technology are profound, but it's important to remember that quantum computing isn't here to replace classical computers, it's here to complement them. While classical machines will continue to handle everyday tasks, quantum computers will tackle the problems that are simply too complex or time-consuming for traditional systems. The next computing revolution isn't just about speed, it's about unlocking entirely new possibilities, from securing our digital world to solving some of humanity's most pressing challenges. And as the race to build the first practical quantum machine heats up, one thing is clear: the future of computing is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Imagine being able to step into a room and vanish completely, not with magic but with science. Invisibility cloaks, once the stuff of fantasy and fiction, are inching closer to reality, and the technology behind them is as fascinating as it sounds. At the heart of this innovation are metamaterials, engineered substances designed to interact with light in ways that natural materials can't. These materials are the key to bending light around an object, effectively making it disappear from view. It's not just about hiding people. Either think of vehicles, equipment, or even entire structures rendered invisible for strategic or creative purposes. The concept hinges on manipulating electromagnetic waves, including visible light. Metamaterials are structured at the nanoscale, allowing them to control how light flows around an object. Instead of reflecting or absorbing light, these materials redirect it seamlessly, creating the illusion that the object isn't there. It's like rerouting a river around a rock, except here, the river is light and the rock is whatever you're trying to hide. This breakthrough isn't just a party trick, it has profound implications across industries. In the military, for example, invisibility technology could revolutionize stealth operations. Imagine aircraft or submarines cloaked from radar and visual detection, giving them a critical edge in surveillance or combat scenarios. Beyond defense, the entertainment industry is already exploring how this tech could transform live performances, theme parks, and even augmented reality experiences. Picture a stage where performers appear and vanish in real time, or a theme park ride where walls dissolve to reveal hidden worlds. The possibilities are as endless as they are thrilling. But let's not forget the challenges. Creating these materials requires precision engineering at an almost unimaginable scale, and the cost is still prohibitive for widespread use. There's also the question of how to make the technology practical and accessible outside of specialized applications. Still, the progress so far is a testament to human ingenuity and a reminder that the line between science fiction and reality is thinner than ever. So, what would you do if you could disappear, even for a moment? The answers might be closer than you think. What if death wasn't the end, but merely a pause? Cryonics, the practice of preserving bodies or brains at ultra-low temperatures, offers a tantalizing possibility that one day we might be revived by future medical breakthroughs. It's a concept that feels ripped straight from science fiction, yet it's happening right now, with hundreds of people already cryopreserved in facilities around the world. But how does it actually work, and is it even feasible? At its core, cryonics relies on a process called cryopreservation, where the body or brain is cooled to temperatures around -196 degrees Celsius. At this point, biological activity essentially stops, preserving tissues in a state of suspended animation. The idea is that future technologies like advanced nanotechnology or regenerative medicine could one day repair the damage caused by freezing and bring these individuals back to life. But here's the catch. While we've made strides in preserving small tissues like embryos or sperm, scaling this up to an entire human body or brain is an entirely different challenge. One of the biggest hurdles is ice formation. When tissues freeze, ice crystals can form and shred cells, causing irreversible damage. To combat this, cryonics facilities use a process called vitrification, where a special solution replaces water in the cells, preventing ice from forming. But even with this technique, the process isn't perfect. Reviving a vitrified body would require not only repairing the damage caused by freezing, but also curing whatever illness or injury led to death in the first place. It's a monumental task, and one that no one can guarantee will ever be possible. Then there's the ethical debate. Critics argue that cryonics gives false hope, preying on people's fear of death and draining resources that could be used for more immediate medical advancements. Others question the morality of reviving individuals in a future society that might be drastically different from the one they left behind. What if the world they wake up to is unrecognizable or worse, hostile? These are questions without easy answers, but they're crucial to consider as the field of cryonics continues to evolve. Despite the challenges, cryonics represents a bold vision of the future, one where death might not be the final frontier. Whether it's a scientific breakthrough waiting to happen or a modern-day pipe dream, the idea of freezing time to extend life captures the imagination and pushes the boundaries of what we believe is possible. And in a world where technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace, who's to say what might be achievable a century or even a few decades from now? Imagine stepping onto the surface of Mars, not as a barren, lifeless desert, but as a thriving, Earth-like world with breathable air, flowing water, and lush greenery. This is the promise of terraforming, a bold vision that could turn our neighboring planets into second homes for humanity. But how do we even begin to transform a place like Mars, with its thin atmosphere and freezing temperatures, into a livable environment? One of the most intriguing ideas is creating an artificial atmosphere. Mars's current atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, with less than 1% of the pressure we experience on Earth. To make it breathable, scientists have proposed releasing greenhouse gases like methane or carbon dioxide, trapped in the planet's soil and polar ice caps. These gases could thicken the atmosphere, trapping heat and raising temperatures, a process similar to global warming, but in this case it's intentional and beneficial. Over time, this could create conditions warm enough for liquid water to exist, a crucial step for sustaining life. But heating up Mars is just the beginning. Melting the polar ice caps, which are made of both water ice and frozen carbon dioxide, could release more gases and water vapor into the atmosphere. This might kickstart a self-sustaining cycle where the planet warms enough to release even more gases, further thickening the atmosphere. Some scientists have even suggested using giant mirrors in space to reflect sunlight onto the poles, accelerating the melting process. Of course, terraforming isn't without its challenges. Mars lacks a magnetic field, which means its atmosphere would gradually be stripped away by solar winds. To solve this, researchers have proposed creating an artificial magnetic field using advanced technology, a concept that sounds straight out of science fiction but could be essential for long-term habitability. Then there's the issue of time. Even with the most advanced technology, terraforming Mars could take centuries, if not millennia. It's a project that would require patience, international collaboration, and a willingness to think far beyond our lifetimes. And let's not forget the ethical questions. Should we alter another planet's environment, even if it's seemingly lifeless now? What if microbial life exists beneath the surface? These are debates that will shape the future of space exploration and our role in the cosmos. Terraforming is more than just a technical challenge. It's a profound reimagining of what it means to be a spacefaring civilization. As we marvel at the incredible advancements in futuristic technology, it's impossible to ignore the elephant in the room: ethics. Every groundbreaking innovation, from artificial intelligence to genetic engineering, brings with it a host of moral questions that demand our attention. After all, what good is a world filled with cutting-edge tech if it creates more problems than it solves? The reality is, as we push the boundaries of what's possible, we're also stepping into uncharted ethical territory. Take AI, for example. While it has the potential to revolutionize industries and improve lives, it also raises concerns about privacy, bias, and even job displacement. Who decides how AI systems are programmed, and how do we ensure they don't perpetuate harmful stereotypes or inequalities? These aren't just hypothetical scenarios, they're challenges we're already grappling with today. Then there's genetic engineering, a field that holds the promise of eradicating diseases and extending human lifespans. But at what cost? The ability to edit genes opens the door to controversial possibilities, like designer babies or genetic enhancements that could widen the gap between the haves and the have-nots. How do we balance the pursuit of scientific progress with the need to uphold human dignity and fairness? And let's not forget mind uploading, a concept that sounds straight out of science fiction. The idea of transferring human consciousness into a digital form is fascinating, but it also raises profound questions about identity, consent, and what it truly means to be human. If we can replicate our minds, who owns that digital version? What rights does it have? These are questions without easy answers, but they're questions we can't afford to ignore. Navigating these ethical dilemmas requires more than just technological expertise. It demands collaboration between scientists, policymakers, ethicists, and the public. We need frameworks that ensure these advancements are developed responsibly, with transparency and accountability at their core. It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do. By addressing these challenges head-on, we can create a future where technology serves as a force for good, benefiting humanity as a whole. So, as we continue to explore the wild possibilities of tomorrow, let's not lose sight of the values that guide us today. Because in the end, the true measure of progress isn't just how far we can go, it's how well we can ensure that everyone comes along for the ride. The future isn't some distant dream, it's unfolding right before our eyes. From the realms of science fiction, technologies like teleportation, artificial intelligence, and even brain-computer interfaces are stepping into the real world at an astonishing pace. These breakthroughs aren't just cool gadgets or futuristic fantasies, they're tools that could redefine how we live, work, and connect. Imagine a world where AI helps solve some of humanity's greatest challenges, or where teleportation makes distance irrelevant. It's not just about the wow factor, it's about the profound impact these innovations could have on every aspect of our lives. But with such incredible potential comes a critical question: how do we ensure these advancements are used for good? The power to reshape society is as much a responsibility as it is an opportunity. Will we use AI to bridge gaps and solve problems, or could it deepen inequalities? Will teleportation bring us closer together or create new ethical dilemmas? These are the conversations we need to have as we step into this brave new world. The choices we make today will ripple into the future, shaping the world for generations to come. As we stand at the edge of this transformative era, it's worth reflecting on what excites us most. Is it the promise of AI assistants that think like humans, the idea of exploring new worlds through advanced space travel, or perhaps the chance to enhance our own capabilities with neural implants? Whatever it is, the future is brimming with possibilities, and it's up to us to navigate it thoughtfully. So, what futuristic tech sparks your imagination? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. And if you're as fascinated by the world of tomorrow as we are, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the cutting-edge innovations that are reshaping our reality. The future is coming fast. Let's meet it head-on.